हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाये नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यंकरवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। भवानी शंकरौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। So Bhagavan tells that idam shariram kaunteya क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञेति तद्विदः. And kshetrajñam chapi mam viddhi sarvakshetreshu bharata. That this body is kshetra and the knower of this body is kshetrajña. So all of us are the knower of our own individual bodies. But when you extend this kshetra, we understand the whole world as kshetra only. And the knower is kshetrajña. And Ishvara alone is the knower in all. So when I look at myself, I understand myself as the karta, bhokta, jnata. I understand myself as different from the gross body and the subtle body. I can recognize myself as the kshetrajña, totally free from the gross body and the subtle body, untouched by the gross and subtle bodies. But what exactly is the nature of kshetrajña is not known. That not knowing myself itself is called avidya. And this avidya is anadi. It is from beginningless time. And as long as that avidya is there, we are bound to this samsara. So we have to eliminate this avidya by recognizing the true nature of both kshetra as well as kshetrajña. The kshetra is that Brahma itself. Brahma itself is seen as kshetra. So through the relationship of effect and cause, karya karana, sambandha, we can understand Brahma as the very cause of this kshetra, this world. And just as the gold is the cause of gold ornaments, similarly, Brahma is the cause of this world. Then again, looking at ourselves and doing that vivek of drik drishya, we recognize ourselves as the drik, as the seer of our gross body and the subtle body. And with the help of the scriptures, we understand our own supreme nature is that of Brahma. Anadimat param Brahma na sattam na saduchyate. The kshetrajña is anadi Brahma, cannot be said as existing or non-existing using the worldly words, but it exists. So Bhagavan is indicating that nature of the kshetrajña in so many verses. Kshetrajña as Brahma, he is Brahma, and its presence is known through the functioning of all the bodies and all the senses. So Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, it expresses through all the senses, but it's itself beyond all senses, is devoid of all senses. Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. That Brahma is present inside as well as outside and in all the beings. But it is sukshmatvat, it is very subtle and very difficult to comprehend if we are not qualified, if we have not purified our mind and intellect through the proper sadhana. But when we follow the path shown by the scriptures, we come to recognize that Brahma within as our own self. So more about this Bhagavan now tells in the following verses. We'll chant verse number 16. अविभक्तं च भूतेषु विभक्तमिव च स्थितं भूतभर्तृ च तज्ज्ञेयं ग्रसिष्णुप्रभविष्णु च. That Neya, which one has to know, which is generally comprehended as the Kshetrajna, as ourself, but the real nature of that Kshetrajna has to be recognized. Bhagavan says it is avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam eva cha sthitam. That Neya Brahma is avibhaktam, is undivided. But bhuteshu vibhaktam eva cha sthitam appears to be divided in all the beings. So there is a Kshetrajna which is experienced in this body, Kshetrajna in your body, Kshetrajna in that person's body, Kshetrajna in all the beings. So it appears as though there are many Kshetrajnas. But Bhagavan says, no, there is only one Kshetrajna, that is myself, appears to be divided, appears to be separated in all the beings, but really is avibhaktam, is undivided. Just as we think about the space within this pot. So with respect to pot, when we are only conscious of the pot, we comprehend the space within that pot, but we feel it is restrained, restricted only to this pot. But really speaking, the space appears to be separated in all the pots, but the space is one only, undivided. Similarly, the Kshetrajna is experienced objectively when I am in the waking state. When I contemplate on myself, the maximum I can understand about myself is that being, myself existing in the deep sleep, alone, free from the gross body and the subtle body. But it is experienced, it is seen, it is known with respect to this body. So, and when we know it with respect to this body, we consider it as the doer, the knower, the enjoyer. But the Shastra says it is not confined to this body. It is present everywhere, in everyone, appears to be divided when our attention is on the body, but it is undivided one. It is present everywhere. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam iva cha sthitam. See, we are now thinking, all the time we are thinking from the waking person's standpoint. And objectively we are looking at the Kshetrajna. But through our sadhana, after purifying our mind, intellect, we have to identify more and more with the Kshetrajna and subjectively recognize that Kshetrajna as Brahma. Subjectively recognize the Kshetrajna as Brahma. So avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam iva cha sthitam. And the Kshetrajna Brahma is bhuta bhartru cha tadneyam grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. It is bhuta bhartru, it is the nourisher of all the beings. All beings exist because of that Brahma alone. It nourishes all. when the whole world is being sustained, it is sustained by that Brahma. Everything gets the existence from Brahma. It is because of Brahma only everything is experienced as existing. Sat pratyaya kinnu vihaya santam. Without that Sat, nothing can be experienced as is. Everything is experienced as is because of the presence of that Brahma. It nourishes by giving presence to all. It also nourishes all as Ishvara. It is the karma phaladata, and as the Prabhu, master of this whole world. So bhuta bhartru chatad neyam. So recognize that neya is bhuta bhartru, and it also consumes the whole world. When that pralaya happens, everything merges into that Brahma. Just as when we see the gold ornaments, our attention is on the ornaments. But when the ornaments are melted, then everything merges into gold. Even when the ornaments are present, gold is there, but our attention is on the names and forms. We don't pay attention to the gold, but when all the ornaments get melted, only gold remain. Similarly, the whole world arises in Brahma, is sustained by Brahma, and again merges back into Brahma. So he grashishnu, he swallows grashanashilam, he swallows Ishvara, swallows the whole world, and Prabhavishnu, and again manifests the whole world. That is the very nature of this Brahma. Therefore this world, we say, is nature of Bhagwan, is Prakriti, is Maya. Maya is his nature. It is the nature of Bhagwan, nature of that Brahma, to express as this world. Just as we look at this light, and when it rains, we can see the beautiful rainbow. So this rainbow is nothing but that white light only. It appears to be having that beautiful 7 colors. So where were the 7 colors in that light? In the white light only, all these 7 colors were there. So it comes out as though from that light, it remains in that light, and again goes back into that light. Similarly, this whole world of multiple colors, it comes from that Brahma, which is beyond all colors. It is sustained by Brahma, and again merges back into Brahma. That Brahma is you, the Kshetrajna. So Bhuta Bhartra Chatadneyam Grashishnu Prabhavishnu Cha. So as I said, through our sadhana, we should identify more and more and more with the Kshetrajna as Brahma. Should drop all adhyasa, should drop all false identification and remain as that Brahma. That is our sadhana. And to prepare ourselves for this, we have to practice the initial steps. Here, though Bhagavan is talking about the ultimate, but one should not forget the previous step of karma yoga, of upasana, of gaining the right understanding. And thereafter, once we gain that understanding and we are convinced about it, thereafter we should meditate. Further, Bhagavan says, Jyotishamapi tad jyotihi tamasah paramuchyate jnanam jneyam jnanagamyam hridhi sarvasya vishtitam. What is this Kshetrajna Brahma? He said, Jyotishamapi tad jyotihi. It is the Jyoti, it is the light of all the luminaries, behind all the luminaries. See, when it is said that this Neya Brahma is present in all, undivided, it is present everywhere. So if it is present everywhere, why is it not seen? Why is it not directly recognized? Is it dark? Bhagavan says no. It is of the nature of light. It is that because of which there is luminosity in all the brilliant objects of this world. Therefore, later on also Bhagavan will say that I am that light in that sun also. Yadadityagatam tejaha tat tejo vidhi mamakam. It is of the nature of light. It is most luminous. See that from Brahma only everything is expressed. So matter is also Brahma. Activity is also Brahma. Knowledge is also Brahma. Everything is that Brahma alone. So it is Jyotisham api tad jyotihi. It is the light behind all the luminaries. In the Upanishad also it is said, Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. That Brahma itself cannot be illumined by any light, but that doesn't mean it is dark. It is luminous, and by its light only all the shining objects of this world, they shine. So Jyotisham api tad jyotihi tamasa paramuchyate. It is beyond tamas, beyond darkness. Darkness also, Bhagavan says, Shankaracharya ji, ajnanat param. It is beyond ignorance. Aprishtam uchyate. Asprishtam. It's not touched by ignorance. See, very strange. That Kshetrajna, that I, that Brahma, the Atma, is not touched by ignorance. See, when we are in the deep sleep state, we are one with our own Supreme Self. There is no ignorance, there is no adhyas, there is nothing there. We are one with Brahma. But again we come back into waking, and again we get involved with adhyas. Therefore we say potentially that ignorance was there. So that ignorance has to be eliminated in our waking state. Ignorance has to be eliminated in the waking through proper our sadhana. And when we eliminate that waking ignorance, then we will be able to recognize ourselves as Brahma at all times. So Jyotisham api tad jyotihi tamasa paramuchyate. It is beyond tamas, beyond darkness, beyond ignorance. Ignorance doesn't touch it. In fact, this ignorance is an absence in that intellect only. In the waking state, we know that I am ignorant, and we also are aware of our adhyas. So that adhyas is a wrong notion only. It's called atasmin tad buddhi. Wrong perception, wrong notion about myself and about this world. So it has to be eliminated through proper sadhana. So by nature, that Atma, which is Brahma, is beyond all ignorance, is untouched by ignorance. So Jyotisham apitat jyotihi tamasa paramuchyate. So till here, from the 12th verse onwards, till tamasa paramuchyate, Bhagavan talked about that Neya, Brahma, that which has to be known, that which was indicated as Kshetrajna, is in all these verses is indicated as Brahma, and that Brahma we have to know properly, and that knowledge of that Brahma itself releases us from this samsara. But it is so subtle. So after listening to all these verses, many times people may get little discouraged. Shankaracharya ji, he writes in his commentary, कि ज्ञानादेहे दुस्संपादन बुद्ध्या प्राप्त अवसादस्य उत्तंभनार्थम आह. That thinking that people might be discouraged, that it is so difficult to comprehend this, and it is very beyond all comprehension and very difficult. So in order to encourage seekers, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he says, no, it is not difficult. You have to put forth effort, little bit effort, and you will be able to recognize it in your own heart. He says, Jnanam Neyam Jnanagamyam Hridhi Sarvasya Vishtitam. It will be recognized in your own heart. What? Jnanam, Neyam and Jnanagamyam. Jnanam means, which was indicated before as Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantirarjavam, Acharyopasanam, Shaucham, Stairyam, Atma Vinigraha. All these 20 values which were mentioned, that is called Jnanam, which we have to acquire, which we will be able to, once we acquire, we will be able to recognize it in our own heart. Hridhi Sarvasya Vishtitam, it is present in our heart. These values are not some objects. They are the nature of our own mind and intellect when they become pure. They are the sublime understanding, our convictions, our deep good samskars. So they are experienced in our own heart. Jnanam. And Neyam. Neyam is what Bhagavan has said in all these verses from 12th verse onwards. Ki Neyam yat tat pravakshami yad jnatva amritamashnute anadimat param brahma nasat tannasaduchyate. From that verse onwards till this verse, ki jyotisham apitat jyotihi tamasa paramuchyate. Through all these words, Bhagavan indicated that Neyam. Neyam is that which has to be known. What has to be known? The Kshetrajna, which at present we know as Karta, Bhokta, Jnata, is really a Brahma. So it's the most fantastic, most direct also. Many times people actually find Vedanta very confusing. They think that it is something impossible, something abstract. No, it is not abstract. It is very direct. You don't have to use any jargons and other confusing words. See, all of us, we know ourselves as the Kshetrajna. Or with little effort, we can appreciate ourselves as Kshetrajna. It is experienced directly as our own self. Kshetrajna is not experienced as an object, we recognize it as ourself. We say, I was present in my deep sleep alone. So I know it as I. Only thing, I misunderstand it to be the body, the mind. So that which I know as I has to be constantly contemplated as Brahma, as not confined to this body, but who is present everywhere, who is the very source of this whole creation, who is the one who sustains the world and again dissolves the world. So one has to constantly meditate and gain that abidance in ourself as Brahma. So that Neya is indicated here with so many words. Those also can be comprehended with our intellect. We can understand it in our heart, in our antakarana. And when this Neya is actually known, when we come to know it, then it is called Jnanagamyam. That which is known with the help of Jnana. Means Jnana is amanitvam adambitvam. When we gain all these qualities, this Neya is Gamyam. We come to know it, we come to recognize it, we come to understand it. And the more and more we understand, the more and more we gain that abidance in that Neya Brahma. Jnanam Neyam Jnanagamyam. Hridi Sarvasya Vishtitam. It is present in everyone's heart. So in our waking, we have to put forth effort and do our sadhana and recognize this Brahma in our own antakarana. Later on also Bhagavan will tell ki Ishvaras sarva bhutanam riddeshe arjuna tishtati. Ishvara is present in everyone's heart. Hridaya kuhara madhye kevalam brahma matram gyaham ahamiti sakshat atma rupena bhati. That Brahma is present in our heart as aham, aham, aham. We have to recognize it truly, properly, without any adhyas, without any confusion. Without any confusion. See, I am not using any confusing technical terms and all. Whatever the terms I am using is used by Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji in his Bhashya to convey this truth directly. Many people later on have written so many commentaries and used so many technical terms which becomes more and more confusing. So if you directly approach the Upanishads, approach Bhagavad Gita with the help of Shankaracharya's Bhashya, it will become very easy to comprehend and recognize our own self as Brahma. So Jnanam Neyam Jnanagamyam Hridi Sarvasya Vishtitam. But please tell us that foolproof method of finally knowing ourselves as Brahma and gaining abidance in Brahma. Bhagavan, out of his kindness, he says, yes, I will tell you. You just follow this sincerely and you will gain that moksha, you will attain me. He says now in this 18th verse, he says, Iti kshetram tatha jnanam neyam choktam samasataha madbhakta etad vijñāya madbhāvāyopapadyate. Bhagavan says, कि thus I have told you here, Arjuna, about Kshetra, about Jnanam, and about Neyam, cha uktam samasatah, briefly. Because this alone we have to know. We have to know the Kshetra, and we have to know that Neyam, the Kshetrajna has Brahma, and in order to know this, we have to gain this qualification called Jnanam. So Bhagavan says, I have told you everything. The very essence of all the teachings, essence of the teachings of all the scriptures, I have conveyed to you. Iti Kshetram. So Bhagavan had told about Kshetra in detail. Mahabhutanyahankaraha buddhiravyaktamevacha indriyani dashayakancha panchachendriya gocharaha ichha dvesha sukham dukkham sanghatas chetanam dhritihi etak kshetram samasena savikaram udaratam. So Kshetram Bhagavan has said. Then he talked about Jnanam, Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantirarjavam, etc. And then Neyam, कि नेयम यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यत् ज्ञात्वा अमृतम् अश्नुते अनादिमत् परम ब्रह्म न सत्तन्नासदुच्यते, and all these verses. So Bhagavan says samasatah, briefly I have indicated the very essence of my teaching to you here, Arjuna. Shankaracharya ji writes कि एतावान सर्वो ही वेदार्थो गीतार्थः च उपसंवृत्य उक्तः. What Bhagavan has said here is the very essential teaching of the Vedas also. एतावान सर्वो ही वेदार्थः, वेदार्थः, the artha of all the Vedas, the very teaching of all the Vedas, and also the very essential teaching of Gita. Gita-artha cha upasamritya. The essence of the teaching is revealed here. Asmin samyak darshane kaha adhikriyate iti uchyate. Now who is qualified to realize this? Who is the one who will be able to gain this knowledge and attain moksha? Who will be able to realize that Ishvara? So Bhagavan now gives the method. He says, Mad Bhakta etad vijnaya mad bhava yopapadyate. He said, Mad Bhaktaha etad vijnaya. Mad Bhaktaha, those who are devoted to me. Who is me? Who is Bhagavan Krishna is Sakshat, that Brahma. Ishvara. Ishvara alone has taken that avatar as Krishna. So Bhagavan Krishna's words are Ishvara's words. So devoted to Bhagavan means not only having that love and dedication to Ishvara, but to be very, to listen to his words and follow it sincerely. That's called devotion. Devotion doesn't mean just to sing some bhajans and apply some tika and to offer some naivedya. Devotion means to even listen to what Bhagavan is saying and follow it sincerely. Shankaracharya ji writes, what is this bhakti? He says, Mad Bhaktaha. Mad Bhakta means what? Mayi Ishvare Sarvajne Parama Gurav Vasudeve Samarpita Sarvatma Bhavaha Yat Pashyati Shrunoti Sprushati Vas Sarvam Eva Bhagwan Vasudeva Iti Evam Graha Vishta Buddhihi Mad Bhaktaha. He says that is called bhakti, wherein Mayi Ishvare, bhakti in that Ishvara. Ishvara is Brahma. Brahma alone is called Ishvara. So total devotion to that Brahma, Mayi Ishvare. Who is that Ishvara? Sarvajne, who is Sarvajna. Ishvara is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, is Sarvajna. Wherever anything is known due to Ishvara alone. Ishvara alone is present as Jnana. He is a Jnana Swarupa. So is Sarvajnaha. And Parama Guru. Ishvara alone is our Param Guru. See, this we have to understand. Though we have a worldly person in the world as our Guru, but the ultimate Guru, the Param Guru, is Ishvara alone. See, all of us, we have different samskar, different background. And each one of us understand whatever is taught according to our own background, according to our own samskar. So it gets colored by our vasanas, it gets colored by our likes and dislikes. So it becomes very difficult to convey the truth as it is to us. The same statement is understood differently by different people. Like all of you are listening to me and giving comments also and all. But different people understand also slightly differently. And when you ask your doubt, when you ask your question, it can be answered. But still some question, some doubt always remains. So who can remove all our doubts? Who can remove all the confusions which is there in our mind? Only the one who can enter your mind and understand exactly what is your confusion, what are your problems, what are your fears. That person alone can remove all our confusion, all our doubt. And who is that person? Ishvara. Ishvara alone knows each and every thought, each and every emotion, each and everything which is happening in our mind. He alone can reveal the truth to us appropriately and remove our confusion. Mattak Jnanam Apohanancha. In the 15th chapter, Bhagavan will tell us that from him only all this knowledge happens, and even forgetfulness happens. Whatever we have to forget, that also by Bhagavan's grace we forget, and whatever we have to know, by his grace we come to know. So he is the ultimate Guru, Parama Guru. And we have to dedicate ourselves totally to this Parama Guru. Today is Guru Purab, also a very auspicious day, wherein we remember Guru Nanak Dev. And one of his most beautiful mantra, Moola Mantra, wherein he conveyed the very essence of the teachings of our Shastras in beautiful words. Ek Onkar, Satnam, Karta Purakh, Nirbhav, Nirvair, Akal Murat, Ajuni, Sebhang, Gur Prasad, Jap. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai भी सच, नानक होसी भी सच. So beautifully. So that Param Guru alone expresses through various gurus and teaches us, guides us. And what we have to do, we have to be dedicated to that Param Guru. Mad Bhaktaha, we should become Bhagwan's Bhakta, not considering Bhagwan as just one who fulfills our worldly desires and all, but as this Param Guru. See, Bhagwan Krishna was there all the time with Arjuna and with all these Pandavas. But only when Arjuna surrendered to him and he said to Bhagwan that please accept me as your Shishya, Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam, please teach me. I am confused regarding this dharma sammudha chetaha. Then Bhagwan took the role of a teacher. Bhagwan can take many roles. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tans tatheva bhajamiham. Bhagwan says, whoever approaches me in whatever attitude, I approach them also in the same attitude. If people want wealth and prosperity in this world, I give that to them. If they want knowledge, I give that to them. If they want to go to Swarga, I send them to Swarga. If they want to be free of their sorrows and suffering, I make them free from sorrow and suffering. If they want to gain this knowledge and gain moksha and become one with me, I bless them also. So he is a Parama Guru, Supreme Guru. So Mai Ishvare Sarvadne Parama Guru Vasudeve. Who is this Parama Guru? Vasudev. Why is Parama Guru? Because he is Vasudev. Vasudev means सब में वास करने वाले, सब में निवास करने वाले. Who is present in everyone. Who is present in everyone. Vasudeve. And how our bhakti? He says, Samarpita Sarvatma Bhavaha. We have to dedicate ourselves to that Ishvara completely. Sarva Bhavena Bharata, with all our emotions, with all our understanding, sincerity, gratitude. We have to surrender to that Ishvara, dedicate ourselves to Ishvara. Be sincere, be loyal towards Ishvara. So Samarpita Sarvatma Bhavaha. And Bhagwan further says कि यत पश्यति श्रुणोति स्पृशति वा सर्वम एव भगवान वासुदेव इति एवं ग्रहाविष्ट बुद्धिः मद्भक्तः. That whatever I see, whatever I hear, whatever I touch, sarvam eva Bhagwan Vasudeva. Everything is that Bhagwan Vasudeva, Ishvara alone. That type of dedication. Because that is what Bhagwan has said. He has said again and again to Arjuna that I myself am this world. I am your own self. Very clearly Bhagwan has said. But still, because of our ignorance, because of our adhyas, our attention goes here and there. So we should dedicate ourselves to this understanding. That whatever I see is Ishvara alone. Whatever I hear is Ishvara. Whatever I touch is Ishvara. सब कुछ भगवान ही है. सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी करहु प्रणाम जोरि जुग पानी. I consider the whole world as Siya Ram and doing namaskar to Bhagwan. Sarvam eva Bhagwan Vasudeva iti evam graha avishta buddhihi mad bhaktaha. So this is mad bhakti. And Bhagwan says, Sa etad yathoktam samyak darshanam vidnyaya mad bhavaya mama bhavaha mad bhavaha paramatma bhavaha tasmai mad bhavaya upapadyate moksham gacchati. He says, one who is dedicated in this way, they come to who realize they've come to gain this knowledge, and through this knowledge they come to attain me. Mad bhavaya upapadyate. They become one with me, they come to recognize me, they come to realize me. So through total dedication to Ishvara, bhakti to Ishvara, as described here, when we are totally dedicated to Ishvara, we will be able to attain Him. So this is what is required. So now, after talking about Kshetra, after indicating the Jnanam, then indicating the nature of Kshetrajna, the main teaching is over. But still we may have some question about this world. And it was said in the 7th chapter that Bhagwan alone through his Prakriti, Para and Apara Prakriti, manifested this world. Tatra saptame Ishwarasya dve prakriti upanyasте para pare kshetra kshetrajna lakshane. In the 7th chapter, Bhagwan had said about his Para and Apara Prakriti, which alone expresses as the Kshetra and Kshetrajna. And Bhagwan had said that etad yonini bhutani, this Para Apara Prakriti is the very yoni, the source of this entire creation. So how exactly this Para and Apara Prakriti becomes the source of Bhagwan's, this entire creation, that is being explained now in the following verses. Means Bhagwan explains in detail the nature of this, how this Kshetrajna identifies with the Kshetra, and how one can become free of this identification also. All these things we will be able to understand from the following verses. So Bhagwan had mentioned about Kshetra and Kshetrajna here, but the Kshetra is this world, it is expression of Bhagwan's Prakriti only, and Kshetrajna is also expression of Bhagwan's Prakriti. So here in the following verse, Bhagwan uses two other terms for the same thing. For Prakriti he says Kshetra, and for the Kshetrajna he uses the term Purusha. So Purusha and Prakriti, how they are the source of this creation, and how we can, how this Purusha get tied down to this Prakriti, and how we can become free of this bondage. So it's a different topic. Topic which will help us to comprehend what is said till now. So we will take that up in our class tomorrow. So now you can contemplate on what you have heard and meditate on that. Okay? And happy Guru Purab to all of you. Hari Om. So take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your work, do your sadhana, contemplate, meditate, and we shall meet again tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, 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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम, जय जय राम, जय जय राम। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।